But somewhere in that third act, it kind of ramped things up for me quite a bit.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that people that maybe thought of taking a pass on this one are going to enjoy it when they sit down to watch it on Redbox or Netflix or however.
So too.
It's
I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah, still in the theaters right now. Been out maybe for a week or two at this point. But yeah, it comes with a high recommend from me. Number-wise, what would you say?
I would definitely give it a solid 4.
Solid 4? Okay. And,
well, a 5 for me is, like, perfect in every way. So
you couldn't say 5. Okay. Well.
Not that I didn't. I mean, I really liked it a lot.
Okay.
So.
That's fine. Just didn't love it.
Well, I only have a few movies that are in my 5-star zone, and
okay.
Yeah.
As far as the...
I mean, don't get me wrong, that makes it sound like I didn't...
No, a good solid 4. That's a good rating.
Yeah, I really liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, a 4.5.
Okay. So, as far as the rest of it went, not a lot of people, not a big ensemble cast. There was only about half a dozen, really, or less players in this. Mm-hmm. And I thought everybody did a great job. Especially Lauren, did you say?
Yeah.
Lauren Cohen. Because I thought we got to see a range of emotions and a range of acting there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's a great actress anyway.
And you get to see it here, I think, from beginning to end. You see...
and she plays a girl from Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a huge stretch from what she plays on Walking Dead, but...
Well,
I mean, a country girl, a simple, arguably... That doesn't sound right.
Country girls are simple?
Oh, they can be, let me tell you. Anyhow, never mind. But you know what I mean? It wasn't... the whole story wasn't a suave, sophisticated, fast-paced, live action. I mean, ramp it up action type thing, or city-wise people going to the country. But it was none of those things.
It was more of an atmospheric type movie.
Yeah. And again, a PG-13 rating on that. You were happy with that?
Yeah, because I don't know what else they would have... I mean, what? Throw in a couple F words and say it's an R? That'd be stupid.
Yeah, didn't need that then.
No.
Okay.
And I'm sure Lauren Cohen didn't feel like getting naked or anything, so...
No.
You get to see her in her underpants.
That's very small underpants. Anyhow.
They weren't that small.
They were plenty skimpy. Anyhow, the special effects were solid, I think, from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, no? I mean, it wasn't like a big... because
there wasn't a lot of special effects, so I'm trying to figure out...
Or they were so subtle that you didn't notice them, you know what I mean? There was nothing that called attention to them. I don't want to say... Okay. Well, I mean, there is some physical violence that happens. There's a dead rat or two. There's simple things like that.
So the dead rats looked convincing?
They look convincing enough for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was very happy with the story because it did seem... I wasn't expecting a lot. Another creepy doll movie, possessed doll, whatever.
Yeah.
It was a little different than that, though. There were some surprises, and I appreciated that. And the whole time I was waiting to see what was really going on, because you kind of got the feeling that, this isn't your standard possessed doll movie. Like, he seemed like he was. I mean, he seemed like he was a threat. But then sometimes, I wasn't convinced he was totally a threat. I mean, I figured early on that I would be a great babysitter for Brahms.
Yeah.
Because I'm good at following directions and instructions. And,
there was only about 12 of them. That's all you had to follow.
Yeah, and you've seen how I treat my stuffed animals and stuff,
Right.
Got to treat them with respect, so...
Indeed.
But yeah, I kept waiting to see, okay, well, I couldn't see him turning into like a Chucky kind of thing and all of a sudden be wielding a knife, or I wasn't sure.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That was the beauty of it. As it started off, you weren't...
wondering the whole time, yeah.
And
I like a movie that forces you to think a little bit.
Right. And the idea that it was going to become a... I guess I won't go any further into that.
And there's, of course, the parents. When you meet Brahms' parents, they're an older couple. And so right away, okay, well, they look more like grandparents, not parents. Mm-hmm. So, they've been around for a really long time. So you wonder what happened there. And things sort of unfold little by little. You get to hear little bits and pieces of their story. And
right. And there's something wrong, so it's one of those things where it's a slow burn. It's one that you can play along with.
Yeah.
I guess, you know what I mean? If you're into that, you can speculate and wait and see how things are going to play out. I had my own theories and hypotheses that as the movie went on.
Were any of them correct?
Probably not a single one of them.
Okay.
But they were good theories along the way.
Well, I had the parents figured out.
Yeah.
I had a feeling what they were up to.
Okay.
I liked a couple of your theories, but it might have been, maybe that would have been too, would that have been cliche?
Too cliche? Yeah, maybe too cliche.
So.
Yeah, possibly.
But aside from that, I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I like being surprised. I like surprises.
You got a couple of those. A couple of jump scares, but nothing too...
No, I don't like those kind of surprises. I like when Lauren Cohen's character, her name's Greta, I like when she tried to scare Brahms and jumped up on him and yelled boo. I was like, dang it, look at the live people trying to scare the ghosts or whatever.
Indeed. So, all in all, an enjoyable watch. I'm sure lots of people are skipping this in the theater because it's seems predictable.
Yeah.
But, I really think it's worth checking out. Check it out in the theater like we did, just by ourselves with nobody else in there. That's nice. Until the end when we scared those people, but... most people...
don't be a theater hopper. Don't be one of
quiet.
those. Yeah, if you're going to be a theater hopper and break the rules, do it quietly. Be discreet. Don't run in laughing and hollering and saying, "Oh my God, there's nobody in here."
Yeah, because when we popped up from our seats, they turned pale.
Hello, we're in here, and you're ruining the end scene here. Jeez. Please don't be those people.
No, but most people probably will be seeing this, I'm betting, in the comfort of their living room. So make sure it's one of those that you're ready to sit down, enjoy, just kick back. And I think there's a real payoff in watching this.
I think so, too.
Definitely. So that's it for now.
Yes. And she was lovely.
She was.
Even if you don't like Maggie, one of our nieces hates Maggie and wishes she would die. But I'm going to tell my niece to check this movie out anyway, because I think she would actually like her in this movie.
How could anybody hate Maggie?
I don't know.
So ridiculous.
I don't know.
She's a nut.
But if you don't like Maggie, you might like Greta.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't hold it against her. Go see it anyway.
So that pretty well wraps up our review of The Boy. Any final notes or anything else you want to add to it?
Aside from that, I was really grumpy when you made me do the review in the car. So I apologize for my lackluster. I think I got better there towards the end, but
I think you did.
Yeah, I wasn't thrilled about hey, here's a recorder in your face. I was trying to drive and
You've
stuff.
got to be used to this by now. But anyhow.
Yeah, I wasn't in the mood.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think my opinions changed or anything. I still, I enjoyed it.
I think this has been underrated by a lot of people. I think a lot of people put it out for a miss, and I think they're going to be happy when they check it out after listening to us talk about it. No, after they listen to some other people talk about it too, and maybe discover it later on. I think it's one of those that's going to grow in appreciation as time passes.
Oh, I hope so. Right now on Netflix, not even hardly 400 people have reviewed it, but it has an average of 3.5 stars out of 5. So,
better than average then. So
yeah, a couple people just were boring and waste of time and money. That's all they said. So they didn't say what.
A lot of people say that about a lot of things without actually giving reasons for it.
But. Some people they feared a Chucky-style movie, and they were surprised and pleased that it wasn't that at all.
Okay.
But yeah, I was, I was ready for, well, when you say Chucky style, then I automatically think of the whole comedy end of it, like, cause it's just so ridiculous. This I could tell was going to take itself more serious. So I was a little afraid of a doll running around with a knife in its hand, or something like that. It's like, please don't do that to me.
Okay.
I could tell by the preview it looked more supernatural. Her putting the doll on the floor and putting a chalk line around him and leaving the room and coming back to see if he's moved. It was like a more subtle poltergeisty kind of thing going on, or, so I think I wasn't expecting Chucky style. I maybe wouldn't have been so, again, I don't know, not excited, but, I wouldn't have been so excited to go see it if I thought it was something kind of corny like that.
Okay. Well, I think that wraps that up then.
Okay. You have nothing else?
Nope.
No change of opinion?
No change of opinion, and I think I would enjoy rewatching this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And Lauren Cohen was lovely.
Absolutely, always.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't you know that we can go the horizontal? We can go the vertical too. We gonna make a couch potato out of you. That's what we're gonna do now. Don't change the channel.
For Garbage In, Garbage Out, just a couple of things that I wanted to cover this week. Well, first of all, I want to say something I haven't said yet, and I was going to open the show with it, but since so many times it's like, oh gosh, just hurry up and get to the point. We already got to the point of what the movie or the review was. So
what?
You know what? I'm just gonna never mind. I just
get to the
whole thing.
Get to the point.
Okay.
What point are you trying to make?
Yeah, now it's all funky and weird. So never mind. Going back to Garbage In, Garbage. You know what? I was just going to say, I appreciate folks for sticking with us, for our patrons and our people that hang with us despite other inconsistencies with regarding to releases and stuff like that. This crazy work schedule that I have is impinging on time and well-planned things. So I'm just wanted to say I appreciate our listeners. That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's nice.
Okay. Now I feel all weird and corny.
You shouldn't.
Okay. So talking about two shows that I want to talk about specifically.
Okay.
The Abominable Bride.
Yes.
Sherlock Holmes, the most current incarnation of Sherlock Holmes. Great to see it. We've obviously have a season or whatever to catch up from the show, from the BBC show.
We missed last season.
We missed the last season, but
but now they always say season, but like how many shows were even in it?
Really, with the BBC, there'll be like 3 or 4 shows.
And they're like movies.
Yeah.
They're full length, like 2-hour long movies.
This one was on the big screen as well as played on PBS. It was a what do you call it here?
It was
Fathom event. That's it.
Right.
A Fathom event. You got to be careful what theaters you go to also, but that's another story for another time.
Yes, it is. Just because a theater advertises that they have Fathom events doesn't mean it's at that location.
Doesn't mean they have it there.
Well, it just means you're going to be driving around town freaking out late trying to find the right theater. That's all.
You're, of course, referring to our attempt to go see the Queen movie, which we did manage to get to in time, but that was... Anyhow, this one we were able to see in the comfort of our own home at our leisure.
Yes.
Yes.
You're not going to say I fell asleep twice?
I was going to leave that entirely up to you.
Okay.
Can't be that awesome but you know what?
Yes, it can be.
It absolutely was.
Yeah, something was wrong with me a few days in a row there. I couldn't stay awake for anything.
Yeah.
I mean, and that shows something was wrong with me because, I mean, it was, the show was great.
Yes.
As always, great. And it's funny because when the first season came out, or second season, I think we picked it up the second season, we discovered it. Like, nobody knew who Benedict Cumberbatch was.
Right.
But, like, he's so hot right now. Everybody knows him. So everybody needs to go back in time and check out all of the work he did on Sherlock.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And was this something that Darren had suggested to us, or was it your sister?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it was probably
both.
Both of them.
I don't remember who.